viewers to this, because although this is something I've done a lot on YouTube, there's a lot of people that have started following me on Facebook that have never heard any of these before, so it's going to be nice to have a few more new viewers as well. Okay, today's story is about someone called Mary Ann Benchley, and she was married to Arthur Benchley. They lived in New York in the very, very early 1920s, and Mary Ann always had this terrible fear, not only of dying, but of being buried alive, being buried and coming back to life while she's in the coffin. Arthur said to her, look, don't be silly, that is never gonna happen. It's just a silly, irrational fear. Anyway, the couple both grew old and had a very long, happy life. Then Mary Ann, unfortunately, became sick, and one day, with Arthur by her side, she passed away peacefully in bed with Arthur beside her. The funeral was the next day, and they had a lovely funeral for her, lowered the coffin in the ground and buried her. That night, Arthur was lying in bed, and he just had this awful, terrible feeling that Mary Ann was still alive. So he went to the town doctor the next day, and he said, look doc, he said, I've just got this really horrible feeling that Mary Ann is still alive. He said, and she's in that coffin under the ground now. So the doctor said, look, he said, there's no way. He said, I totally examined Mary Ann, he said, and she was gone. He said, so try not to think about that. He said, get these thoughts out of your head. So he said, okay. So again, that night he's lying there and he's having these terrible thoughts of Mary Ann still being alive, being buried alive. Finally, when he went off to sleep, he had this horrible nightmare of Mary Ann screaming and clawing at the top of the coffin lid. So he couldn't take it anymore. He went back to the doctor, the town doctor, and he said, look doctor, I know you think I'm crazy, he said, but I just have such a terrible feeling. He said, my wife is still alive. The doctor again told him the same thing. He went to bed again that night and had that same nightmare again, so he'd had enough this time. The next day he went to the town sheriff. He said, look sheriff, he said, I've known you a long time. He said, I need you to do something for me. He said, I have this terrible fear that my wife is still alive. He said, and she was buried 3 days ago. He said, and I am having these dreams, these awful feelings. The sheriff says, look, if it will make you feel better, he said, then I will have her exhumed. He said, thank you so much, sheriff. He said, I just know there's something wrong. The next day, everyone gathered around deceased, gone. However, when they examined the lid of the coffin more closely, dug into the top were 3 fingernails. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Especially, my new viewers that are following me on Facebook. People like Donna, Donner. Hi, I hope you enjoyed that. And everyone else that's I've seen that for the first time. This is something I do quite regularly, so it will be something I'll be doing again. Like I said, guys, please come follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. And as I said, I'll be back again very, very soon. I upload pretty much every day now on both platforms. But in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful, peaceful